Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Gores here. We've got Crystron versus Heroics in our first Duod legal common charity event here. So the Heroic Challenger player is basically going second, trying to resolve Slumber and then make Magnum Excalibur to be able to dish out a ton of damage on their opponent. So Crystron player is starting pretty normal here. They're normal summoning out the Crystron Smyger, and then they're making the Almirage. Then they use Smyger effect to place the Crystron Inclusion, and then Inclusion searches out the Thistvern, and then they use the Sulfador summon itself and send 2. Then they use the Rosenix effect here to pop their Almirage to summon out Ryan from deck. Then they synchro off the Sulfador and Ryan to make Barredo. Then Barredo summons out Strategist. Strategist switches its position, which triggers Barredo to draw a card. And then the Thistvern searches another copy of Solfefnir. Then they banish Praeseortal to summon the Solfefnir and synchro off into another copy of Barredo, drawing them another card. Then they synchro off into Ella Skeletus, adding back their Inclusion for follow-up, and then sets the Crystron cluster. So they actually ended in a +4 off of this combo, which is what makes Crystron such a powerful deck. It's easily one of the best decks in the format. Like, it's crazy how much advantage that deck can generate. So the Heroic player unfortunately did not draw very well. So they start off with summon a Kaiju over the Ella Skeletus and then Dark Hole. And I wonder if this card might not, they might not have realized that they can target any warrior with this card. Because if they had, I wonder if they would have just special summoned this Kaiju, and I think they actually could have OTK'd there. Let's do the math really quick. So if they would have summoned the Kaiju to opponent's field, and then normal summon Goblinberg, well, I guess it didn't really matter because Crystron Cluster's live here. But they still could have attempted for it. Maybe they're waiting for the spell trap board breaker so that they don't just lose to Crystron Cluster, because they are just super down on advantage against them. But like theoretically, Goblinberg into Knuckle Sword, and then Knuckle Sword copy its level and then overlay into OG Excalibur, or no, into Magnum Excalibur rather, would be better. And then special summoning out Lightning Strike. And then Magnum Excalibur gets doubled by Heroic Chance, going to 4K. Then it doubles itself, going to 8K. Swings over Kumongous, that's 56. And then equips to the Thunderstrike for 10,900 total damage. Yeah, so that would have actually been an OTK. But again, I think they knew the Crystron cluster was there, so they might have just been playing around that. And then from here, the Crystron player goes for the OTK. They summon out the Sulfador, they send 2, use the Smyger to search out Inclusion, normal summon Citri, then they pitch Solfefnir summoning itself, and then Solfefnir pops itself, they make Kanbara, then they swing, and I will say, just so you guys know, you have to discard a Crystron card other than Solfefnir. I mean, they had the Inclusion, so again, it didn't matter. But they do just get the OTK there, which is pretty good. Crystron starts it off by normal summoning Smyger and linking off into Almirage, and then they activate the Inclusion to search off the Sulfador, or no, they search off the Thistvern, excuse me. And then Sulfador sends 2, and then they just are going to go for the same combo as they went last time. But this time they opt to not make the second Barredo because they really want to be able to grab this Crystron cluster. It's a lot better than drawing that extra card. And they still end on a +3. Hey Trunade bounces the back row here. And again, they were going to OTK here if it wasn't for this Nibiru. If Nibiru wasn't here, like unless it's Effect Veiler, like it really wouldn't have mattered. They would have just got OTK'd. But Nibiru saves the Crystron player, and they summon out the Nib token. It's a pretty big Nib token, and they are playing a really good out for it. So they make Cataster, which is like the easiest out I can think of for Nib in a Crystron deck. Then they bring back the Sulfador, they send 2, they use the Praeseortal, then they make Ella Skeletus. Then they use the effect of Inclusion to bring back the Ella Skeletus. I did catch them the second time that they tried to do the Solfefnir illegal play. So they did have to correct the game state there, but they did have the Crystron Smiger from the beginning. So they are able to bring back the Skeletus and then get in for enough damage to OTK the heroic challenger player. But let's get into these deck lists, y'all, because they were spicy. Here is the heroic list, y'all. It's a pretty cool deck. So basically a bunch of level 4 warrior extenders to just be able to copy level for Knuckle Sword, as well as just being able to just spam out as many Magnum Excaliburs and Excaliburs as you can. The deck can put up some pretty insane numbers as far as damage is concerned, and the Kaiju piece is actually like an integral part of the OTK. So let's check out how to do that really quick, actually. So there's a ton of ways to get to this OTK. It's kind of like a 1.8 card combo. It can, as long as you have Interrupted Kaiju Slumber and like any way to Magnum Excalibur and boosting it a little bit, whether it's the Extra Sword or Morningstar, you just get to do a ton of damage. So let's just show this off. So you start off with Slumber, which summons out the 3,300 Kaiju to your side, and then the 2,400 Kaiju to your opponents. And then from there, we're going to normal summon out this Goblinberg here, which is going to special summon out the Morningstar. And then Morningstar is going to search out the Heroic Chance. Now, it doesn't really matter how you get the boost. Like, if this is Extra Sword, you still get the OTK here too. But Heroic Chance, opening that, opening Extra Sword, opening the Morningstar, opening Thousand Blades, usually just gets you to this OTK. So from here, you're going to overlay into the Magnum Excalibur, then activate the Heroic Chance, which boosts the Excalibur to 4,000 attack. And then we're going to go to battle phase, and we're going to swing over this Kumungus, which is going to trigger the Magnum Excalibur to go to 8,000 attack, dealing 5,600 damage to the opponent. And then use the Magnum Excalibur to equip, because it doesn't have to equip to a heroic monster. It can equip to any other face-up monster you control, and it's going to give it 2,000 attack. So this is going to go up to 5,300. And then we can just attack directly, and then that's a total of 10,900 damage. So even if they had like a 2,900 out, it wouldn't matter. And even over the Kumungus, it's an OTK, because even with Kumungus, it's only going to soak up 2,400 of the damage, which is still 8,500 total damage. So Slumber +2, plus any way to Magnum Excalibur that's boosted, just like it gets in there for a ton of damage. Even Extra Sword like really does it. So the deck is pretty solid, y'all. I think that there's definitely something there. We would probably just have to workshop it as a team in the Discord. So let me know what you guys think of a way we can improve that down in the comments down below. And let's go check out this other deck list. So here is the Crystron Karakuri list. The deck's pretty solid, y'all. Like, nothing really new here. They are on Field Marshal, which came up once today. And then they're on all of these, like, Karakuri stuff. And then they're also still on this Fury of Kairyu tech with the Torrential Tribute, which I think is just so cool. It's so funny. And then they're on the Foolish Burial as well. And then, like, there's nothing really new outside of those pieces. The Praesiordal is pretty cool. Like, if they already open Cluster, they can search for Praesiordal, which lets them go into like that double Burrito combo that we saw in game 1. So that's it for the decks, y'all. As usual, I will put the decks in the description box down below, as well as a link to a search engine so that you can search nothing but common charity cards, so that you can build a common charity deck and then come play in one of these dailies and show us what you got. Show us your metal. Put down in the comments what deck you would like to see somebody to play, and I will see if anyone is willing to brew it for you guys. So this is Gores, hopping off.